Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very nice day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Shiba Inu and where we think it's going to go to in the near future. I'll be giving you some price predictions as well as whether I'm buying, holding or selling Shiba Inu. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the analysis on this channel and you haven't done so already, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content like this. So with that being said, let's jump into this video and let's just talk about what has happened first. So of course, if we've seen Shiba Inu basically from the start of 2023, it has been in a very nice uptrend. We can say it's kind of been following a sort of bullish direction guided by a trend line that looks like this. So of course, this is our guide. The price has basically respected this trend line by bouncing off of it in the upwards direction every time it comes back down. And generally, we've been in some nice bullish trend. Of course, very recently as well, we've seen the prices pump a massive 20% in the space of a day. Of course, bringing the prices up to 12 cents. We've seen a little bit of retracement, which I'll talk about in a second. But generally, we've seen of all the top cryptocurrencies, Shiba Inu has pumped the most by far. You can see in the top right here, most of the cryptos are green, but Shiba Inu takes the cake by a mile with the amount of gain it's made in a single day. So that's really good to see. Of course, at the moment, this is particularly bullish, not just because of that 20% pump, but if we zoom out on a longer time frame, we've been monitoring a trend line that kind of connects all the highs here on the Shiba Inu price like this. Basically, you can see that we have a resistance that pretty much encompasses the prices, the tops of the prices very, very well throughout 2022. Let me just get rid of that moving average here. You can see that the prices have come up on many different occasions to this resistance line, come up to test it and come back down. We've seen a few instances where it's managed just to peep above, but then come back down within the same day. And so generally speaking, this is a very well respected trend line. We can count the amount of times it's been tested, and we have at least 3 or 4 tests in this region here. We've got another one here, pretty much this one here, and now most recently what we can see here is if we go back on the 1 hour chart, this trend line basically encompasses these 2 peaks here as well. So what we had was the price going up, it was initially respecting this trend line, and eventually we did see a decisive breakthrough through a long-standing trend line. So that's extremely good to see. It's broken us out of this generally bearish trend that's been held down by this resistance, and now Shiba Inu can potentially start on a more long-term bullish trend, and it starts with this pump that we've had here, and it could head much higher depending on what we see throughout the markets. So at the moment, if we just have a look at this pump that we've had so far, the first thing that I'm already noticing that's probably going to dictate the price in the short term is some sort of consolidation pattern that looks like this. Of course, we've come up 20%, and in a bear market, that's extremely good. So of course, we'd expect people to be taking profits at these levels. You know, if they bought any time around here, for example, they're going to be 20, 30, 40% up in a bear market. And of course, we're going to see some sort of retracement. So what I'm looking at in the short term is this triangle pattern. You see the volume declining. We see the price kind of bound in by this resistance and support, and from this we'd expect to see some sort of breakout in either direction. So if we see the price breakout to the upside, we can expect a pump of around 8% further in the upwards direction. However, if we see the prices break below the support of this triangle here, this consolidation pattern, we could see prices drop down to 11 cents once again. Of course, as price data comes in, maybe the triangle may need to be adjusted a little bit, but generally I'm monitoring some sort of consolidation pattern bound by a resistance and a support, no matter how it looks like. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the shorter time frames. Of course, Shiba Inu could potentially be pumping. Of course, Shiba Inu could be primed to be going higher depending on what the general markets are doing. And what I'm seeing at the moment is quite juicy throughout the general markets. At the moment, you see Bitcoin here has been doing something similar to Shiba Inu. We saw a massive pump on Bitcoin a little bit earlier than Shiba Inu had. So when Shiba Inu was doing this general rise, we saw Bitcoin head to 21,000 from 16,000. It's been going in this kind of sideways trend, as you saw by the arrow, and now it's starting to break out a little bit to the upside. And And so where I think the direction of Shiba Inu is going to be going in the longer term depends on what happens in the general markets. And at the moment in the markets, we're at a very, very crucial point. And this is why. So basically, if we go on to what Bitcoin is doing, we can see that Bitcoin did its very nice rally. I'm sure you haven't missed that one at all. You see Bitcoin basically going from the 16,000s to 21,000 in price pretty much over the course of the start of January. From the 21,000 region, we've seen Bitcoin kind of follow this sideways movement. And we haven't just seen that in Bitcoin, we've seen that throughout a lot of different cryptos as well. So Ethereum, very, very similar there. As you can see, BNB, similar-ish. Basically, the price has been moving sideways and not doing all too much over the past week. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is because of what the stock market is doing. Now, of course, the relationship between cryptos and the stock market is definitely a strong one because they are both risky assets. And when the economy is pretty bad, typically people do not like risky assets. People don't like investing in risky assets. So when we see stocks decline, we also see cryptocurrencies decline. And when stocks move up, we've seen that in cryptos as well. So for example, when Bitcoin went from 16,000 to 21,000, this is the kind of price move we saw on the S&P 500, the US stock market. And so it's pretty important to see what the stock market is doing, because if we see a bull run here on the stock market, we're going to be seeing that in Shiba Inu as well, or at least there's going to be a good chance of one. So basically, where we are right now on the stock market is particularly interesting because we're right by this pink resistance. Now, this isn't just any resistance. If we go on the one-day chart and just zoom out there, you can see from 2022, this has been pretty much the resistance for every single bear market rally in this bearish trend that we've been following. Now, you can see that it happened in March where the prices came up to touch this resistance, happened again in August, and most recently in December, we saw the prices come up to test this resistance here, and literally it gets rejected every single time. And needless to say, you can see exactly where we are now here in January. Basically, we're right by this resistance once again. You see my orange line I have here is an alert for myself. Basically, for me, if we cross this 4,020 on the S&P, so if we cross that 4,020 on the S&P, that's pretty much a confirmed breakout, in my opinion, here on the S&P. And of course, that leaves a lot of room for prices on the S&P to go a lot higher. If it literally breaks through this resistance that's been in play pretty much since the start of 2022, then that's a good indication that we could be seeing a new trend here on the S&P. And of course, the trend before was bearish. So if we're going to be seeing a new trend, that means we're going to start seeing something a lot more bullish. So it's pretty exciting. At the moment, we're sat at around 4,005, very close to this resistance here. So we haven't quite broken it, and we could very well get rejected from this as well. We could head down as it has been doing since the start of 2022. So that's the other scenario that we could have on the S&P. We could pretty much head down after testing this resistance pretty much like it did in December and in August, etc., etc. So that's the other scenario that we could be seeing from the S&P. So one scenario is breaking through this trend line to the upside, or the other scenario is breaking down. And of course, that's going to have a massive bias on what Bitcoin does and Shiba Inu. If S&P breaks down from this level at 4,008 now, and we see prices continue to fall, then on Shiba Inu, it's going to have a bearish bias, and the prices on Shiba Inu are likely going to break down. And if it cannot be held by these bullish supports here in gray, so these two gray levels of support now for the Shiba Inu price, then I think Shiba Inu is going to be heading down further. And where I think Shiba Inu is going to be heading down is back to the levels that it was before. I do see a large resistance in this region here at around 9.2 cents here on Shiba Inu, but I do think it will be doing quite a big retracement down. Now, the main question is, what will happen to Shiba Inu if the S&P can cross this resistance and start on a more bullish trajectory? Well, now, if that happens, then I do believe Shiba Inu has a lot more room to go in some bullish direction. And so if the S&P can break above that resistance at around 4,020-ish, and so if the S&P does break above that resistance at around the 4,020 level, here are some of the price levels that I'm looking at for Shiba Inu. So of course, if that happens, Shiba Inu is likely to go up. And the first level that I would expect Shiba Inu to find some sort of resistance is this level here. It's kind of a price level where the prices come up to on several occasions and gets rejected down. So basically what I expect to happen is prices would go up to this level here at around this 14 cents level. and find some sort of resistance here. So we could see, you know, a bit of consolidation, a bit of retracement from the Shiba Inu price. But if we can break through that, then I'd expect the next price level to pretty much be this one here, which is another important price level in my opinion, at 18.3 cents. So literally, if Shiba Inu gets to 14 cents and continues its march upwards, then 18.3 cents would be the next level in my opinion. Again, this is on the condition that the S&P breaks through this resistance. It's very, very close. It's at 4,011 now. If the S&P breaks that level and it breaks past 14 cents, 18.3 cents is the next level in this upwards direction. And of course, we're going to know if we're still bullish by the fact that we're following this upwards trend line. So it's going to have to look something like this, where the price has to be supported by this bullish support on the price here on Shiba Inu. Of course, if we see something like this, so prices do head upwards, but they come back down and they come a little bit too far below our bullish support, then that is no longer bullish. So of course, we've got this trend line going in the upwards direction that's supporting the Shiba Inu price. I have moved it a little bit, so it doesn't look very accurate there, but it's kind of basically connecting the Shiba Inu lows like this. So obviously we want to be respecting this bullish support on the way up here on Shiba Inu. And of course, if that happens, then we can continue to head in an upwards direction. But if we do break below that, then we'll have to reevaluate. Of course, I'll be updating my trading view if anything changes. But other than that, that's pretty much really what I have to say here on Shiba Inu. So at the moment, we're consolidating at 12.4 cents. And realistically, all our eyes right now are on the S&P 500. Can it break through this resistance with a lot of volume and with good momentum? And of course, if that happens, then the sky seems to be the limit here for Shiba Inu. The first price level, like I say I'm watching, is this 14 cents level. And if we can get above that, then it should be fairly smooth sailing to 18.3 cents here on Shiba Inu. And that represents a 50%-ish pump to the upside as the final price target here on Shiba Inu. So really exciting stuff. Of course, if the S&P doesn't end up breaking above that level and we do start heading down here on Shiba Inu, firstly, I'll be hoping to respect this resistance that we had, the long-term resistance here on Shiba Inu, as our new support. So, you know, we could see something like this if we break down below, where we get down to this level and we continue to be supported. So that's really what I'm keeping my eye on right now, and that's all I have to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know in the comments if you're holding any SHIB at the moment. And of course, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in my next video.